So
Yeah, songs
okay,
come up
perfect.
first, then it'll start to fade,
got a
and then
new
the light will
song.
come on.
Okay,
But there'll be no voice saying
that's
who
perfect.
they are.
That's perfect. Yeah, for today we're trying something a little different, guys.
So this is your dad, right? Or is that? I thought this was your dad's company.
One of these guys sponsor Novus. Novus sponsors one of these guys. I heard it on. I was telling Heath about it. I heard
It's
it on the
terrible.
This
radio.
wasn't your dad's company?
That's a 970. My dad was 303
Oh, okay.
936 0007.
Gotcha. So this isn't the same.
It's a franchise. They're franchise.
I didn't know that.
That's what I'm trying to emulate with Clearview. I'm trying to emulate like Novus Windsor Repair.
That's fine.
Sorry. Almost. Oh, well.
This.
Can you hear me?
Right,
This is
yeah.
Heath.
Can you hear me? Me.
Test. Ay. Should I jack this? That's kind of cool. Do I need this? Yes, I need this.
This lady right here's got so many sponsors, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a nice jack. Let's see. Ah, broke. Oh, no. Don't jack it, Rena. Ah, come on, bro. Give me that. I jacked it first. Look at these panels on.
Hey, make sure you guys' phones are down, so they're not ringing in. Yeah, mine's is all the way down.
Actually, it's good. Chicka wow wow.
Chickawawa.
Oh.
It's so funny. Dude, I went back and binge watched all of our shows, dude.
Really?
You uploaded the 4. I went all the way back from Valentine's, dude.
Oh,
all
yeah,
the
yeah.
way back, dude.
That's good, bro. The more, even if people just listen to it in the background, it records how many times. So that's
Really?
good. Yeah, so you guys need to just be listening.
Dude, I've listened to every.
That's even
You
if you
guys should
aren't
see how
listening to
much
it, just have
we
it play in the
evolved.
background somewhere.
Jesus.
And you know that these guys have our podcast too. I showed you that, right?
Yeah, my
Like on
my,
the
my
KLZ.
brother downloaded the app. Him and his wife.
Yeah, they have
They have
us
an
on
app
podcasts.
here.
They've been advertising us like on
They do.
podcasts right there. And then they have our they have us like it's kind of funny actually when they do it. Wait a minute, where we at? There we are. So yeah, they have us like cartoonish. I don't know. Does Charlie do these?
I
Hey,
love
Charlie.
the cartoons.
Do you do these on the? Are you the guy who does the podcast thingy too, or like the? Okay. Yeah, that was me. But are you the one that's like saying step into the raw unfiltered hour? Okay. Cool. Gotcha. Thank you. Yeah, you should edit out the A. The what was it last week?
Edit.
The is this it? I like this song too, actually. It's a good song.
I switched it up on us, guys.
I like this song. Dude, that's a good song, actually.
Song's legit.
Yeah. No, you. Oh. Have you ever?
How's everybody doing today? It's KOZ 560 AM.
A guy's perspective.
A guy's perspective. You can always call in and talk to the guys at 303-477-5600. Let's go around the room and introduce ourselves. We'll start with Arena.
Arena, local business owner. This is Andre with Advanced Stick Electric.
This is Brock.
God, a true, your local janitor.
And this is Fumbles McGillicuddy. His Heath.
So we're going to I guess we're talking about the topic we're talking about is murder and mass murdering.
Talking about the
That's
lunatic
heavy.
left, man. Good lord, what
Well,
is going on here?
Well, let me ask you guys this before we dive into our topic. If we're talking about murder and mass murdering, did the Indians get wiped out? Was that mass murder?
Of course it was.
Absolutely.
Oh, you
Manifest
know.
Destiny?
Was it Manifest Destiny?
Well, no. They call that's the problem, man. Everybody who's crazy always says
But-
that they were told by God to kill people.
Yeah, but check this out. Have the Indians, come back and try to, assassinate people they have, and
No
the Native
retaliation.
Amer- Yeah, I
No.
mean, it's a sad story, but
Yeah.
let's just be real. That's because I don't know. I don't know why they didn't. But
So
look at what's happening
Well, but-
nowadays. What in the world's going on?
But historically speaking, though, there was a lot of Indians who were like they were warring with one another. Everybody was
Right.
killing one another,
That's
raping
probably what
everyone.
it
and-
was.
But it was division.
It was division, dude. You got a good point. Right
So,
there,
so
Keith.
hey,
Yeah.
actually, that's probably the point, right?
Is to create.
Divide and conquer. So
Yes.
if there was division,
Mhm.
then somebody else could come in and conquer.
Absolutely, you're right.
So then why are we deporting Spanish people? Should we be
We're-
deporting
Hey,
Americans also?
just because you're dating an illegal, truth, don't be.
I'm just saying, if this is
Uh-huh.
Indians' land, why are we deporting Spanish people?
We need to deport
if,
you.
If we need to start deporting,
Dude, you need to get out of here.
that's
man.
right.
With
See, you
home
don't
beef,
like
He's asking a good
I'm
question,
unfortunately-
guys. He's
I'm
asking a good question.
speaking truth.
Here
Make
on
the
Guys
fork
Perspective,
illegal for you.
here on Guys Perspective, we talk about everything. Explain. Why do you think
Yeah.
Americans should be deported if,
Well, if this is Indians' land, right? We took it by force.
What do you mean maybe your ancestors did. Mine didn't. Just like reparations, right? What's that all about, Reno?
I'm just talking history. That's all I know. Was I there? No. I'm just saying what.
No,
I've
you're
heard.
bringing it. You're
I'm
bringing up
talking
a
to the
point. You're
grapevine.
bringing
You
up
know,
a
somebody
point.
whispered that in my ear.
All right. Well, it's almost like reparations. I'm just trying to say, everyone wants to be like, we gotta have reparations. Gotta have reparations. Well,
Have you
I
ever-
hate to say it, my parents aren't.
I know we're talking about mass killings, but have you ever seen that movie? It's called A Day Without Mexican.
No, man.
No, it's great, bro.
Oh, and what
No, I'm
transpires?
No, yeah,
Keith,
so-
didn't you tell us about that?
No,
Oh, it must have been you.
No,
Truth.
it was great, bro. You're driving by and this Mexican disappears and
Uh-huh.
he's riding on the lawnmower and you're like, man,
Dang.
He's riding a lawnmower. This is
Hey.
crazy, man.
But no, it makes you realize how much you value them. You value them actually.
Yeah.
You're like, oh man, they're doing something I actually
What do
don't
you
want
mean
to do.
them?
The
Maybe
Spanish
those
people,
people.
that will do things that you don't really want to do.
All right.
You know, it
And
was
if-
great stuff.
And if anybody knows more than us, call at 303-477-5600. I mean, if you're going to go down that road, and if we're going to talk about Indians, that was a mass genocide.
Yeah. it
Well,
was.
what about
That's
slavery?
true.
We go all the way back to slavery. Hey, those dudes were getting done dirty
Yeah, by their own
Yeah.
peeps, though.
By-
That's the thing.
by
mean,
their own
Africa-
people.
Yeah,
By
it
their
was
own-
the
but-
African, continent that was deporting, not deporting, but shipping out.
But when they came to America, they got done dirty too.
Well, that's because they were sold out by their own countrymen. You know,
That's
it's people
true.
that are in power and that have the ability to inflict damage upon others. Like obviously there was, some type of militia or, they had their henchmen, their army, whatever the case may be. Once you have that power, once people can't fight back or have the ability to, which is like really what the Second Amendment's about, it's to protect you from
Marino.
countries doing stuff like that to you.
So along those lines, why isn't America called Columbus? Colombo.
Colombo.
Why is it called America?
Why?
Yeah. Why is it
That's,
called America?
is that a Spanish word?
Amerigo Vespucci.
Ooh.
No, it's actually Italian.
Oh,
It's
snap.
Amerigo
Uh-oh.
Vespucci.
Who really discovered America?
The Italianos.
That's no. He's making a good point.
Well, and the name matters, man. You can you
It
can't change
does.
it from Gulf of Mexico to Gulf
Gulf
of
of
America.
Yeah.
So I'm just asking,
Well,
He's asking a good question.
But here's the point. Here's the point.
where did the name America come from?
It's from the conqueror. It's whoever conquered
conqueror.
that country.
Well,
Let's just be real.
who discovered America then?
But you're saying America.
Was it Christopher Columbus?
School us.
Or it would be called
He's
Colombo or
he's taking it
Columbus?
all the way back to Vikings, guys.
Columbus.
He's going.
So-
No. He's being real.
No, yeah.
Dude, America was founded way before Columbus came into the picture.
I thought this was called America, not America.
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 I just called it the USA.
Okay. All right.
But that's the United States of.
America, for sure. So I guess people, what we're talking about mass murders on an astronomical level, but in the young lady who just got murdered, and I have her name.
From
It's
Ukraine.
Yeah, from Ukraine. What do you guys think about that?
That's terrible, man.
Do you think that gentleman should get the death penalty?
Absolutely.
He's psycho. You know who also should be?
The judge should be prosecuted to let him
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, and you know the sadness
That's
is that
deep.
why did nobody stand up? If you actually look at the videos, you see people literally turning their head like it's not my problem, not my,
At
not my
first,
monkey, not my circus.
At first,
What-
people didn't help, but if you continue to watch the video, people came in to help.
Man, I tell you what,
Several
though.
people came in to help.
Yeah, well,
After.
after she's died,
How do they know she's dead?
it doesn't matter. This is a woman being attacked on a sub by a guy that's way bigger than her.
That a guy with the
I would.
knife.
Who cares?
Well,
Whether it's
who's gonna fight a guy with a knife?
well, at least
He's
I mean,
there's people
I
that
can
did.
say I'm-
There was people that did that were willing to, but in
I
New
have-
York's instance, they prosecuted the guy that was trying to defend.
Well, me and you both have training
Yeah, absolutely, and I've
to
used it.
disarm.
Yeah, so both of
So-
you guys have been to fighting school. So let me ask you guys this. Would you have stepped in and helped
Yes.
that lady? Let's go around. Would you have?
Absolutely.
I know I
mean,
could.
you could
I
say
know I
that
could.
right now, but when you're in the situation, things are different.
Oh
I've-
yeah,
I've-
for sure.
Well, I've been in the situation. I'll tell you what. I was able to disarm that person a couple times, and then finally I got to the point like, look, I'm not trying to break your arm, but you need to chill out, or otherwise I'm going to start to do some damage to you.
Yeah,
But
but what
every
if the
time they
but
go
what if the
disarm.
person's not a fighter? What if they haven't went to Muay
It don't-
Thai or
It does.
learned boxing or
If you're in a-
kickboxing?
If you're in a knife fight, you're gonna get cut.
You have to know
Yeah.
that.
Mm.
You
You're gonna
have to
get
know
cut.
that.
Yeah.
And if you don't know that going in, you are gonna get cut.
But the craziest thing is, that's where all your training kicks in. It really, when you're in that split second, I kid you not, you don't fight out of fear. You fight out of essentially you size a person up. You're always watching, what their arms are doing, what their shoulders are doing. You're watching even what their head is doing, what their actions are going to be, what their hips are going to be. And in seconds, you're literally sizing them up, and then you start to watch what their next move is, and then, through training and discipline, really, you know how to
But
attack.
that
or
attack
distinguish.
happened awfully fast.
So let me
And,
ask you.
Yeah.
and the problem was,
Premeditated.
and the problem was that she had no clue what was going on. She had no idea. She was in headphones, earbuds.
Would that-
He stood up as if he was getting ready to exit.
It was
And then-
sickening. The
then all
horror
of a
in her
sudden, in
face.
split seconds, he was stabbed I don't know how many times.
I got a question. Would it be premeditated if you don't really have your victim picked out, but you want to murder somebody? Is that premeditated?
For sure, I think it is.
Yeah,
if
you
he gets an
because you
opportunity, he'll damage someone else.
Correct.
right. So it
He
didn't.
needs the death penalty.
Yeah.
What was he released from jail the first
I
time?
don't know. I didn't.
Well, even his own
There's like
family
7
members
times.
were saying he was dangerous. His own family members were saying this guy probably shouldn't be out on the streets. And that judge, the DEI, I'm guessing, probably went ahead and.
But we gotta
released-
look past that because there's plenty of people that have been released from prison that shouldn't have been there, went on to do horrible crimes. But that's
recidivism.
happened before.
Well, that
plenty
just
of
goes to
times.
show the failure of our system, guys. And if anybody knows more than us, call it at 303-477-5600. Do you guys think everybody needs to take some kind of training, fighting, to defend themselves?
I do, because check this out. The Israelis, they basically have their people conscripted in. They have to serve at least 2 years, I believe. And with that, they're learning Krav Maga, everything like that, because they're living in a terrorist state. Look how much that has helped them. But at the same time, look how much that we as the United States would never allow missiles to be shot into our own country without a severe retaliatory strike on anybody
Arena.
else.
So what's that country where at 18 you go to the military,
I think it's China. Isn't it?
2 years, and then you come back and you keep your gun for life?
Oh, you keep it for life? That I
Is it
don't
like
know.
Sweden or
I'm not sure.
is that Israel?
That
So whatever the country, they have supposedly the lowest crime rate because everyone is armed.
Well, think about it.
Everyone's armed, yeah.
It's like them being a Marine, because even though they have a specialty, they're always trained to be one thing, effectively. That's to be to know how to use a rifle.
Guys, whenever somebody like that on that light rail commits a
Heinous
murder
act.
like that,
Yeah.
in Charlotte, North Carolina is where it happened. Do you think that person's got some kind of like mental disorder, or do they just got a devil?
No, it's a mental illness because at least 1 out of 5 human beings dealt with a mental illness in their life one time or another.
But
One
in
out
the
of
mur-
5.
But one in
Because
the
I've
murder
dealt with
people,
one
though?
myself, and we're 6 people here,
Mm-hmm.
so that's 1 out of 5. That
Hmm.
just proves the statistic
How
right.
many are
Because
we here?
Fuck.
So
6.
5.
Switzerland.
So it was Switzerland where you do the military for 2 years and keep your gun.
Hmm.
So you're saying 1 out of 5, is it females or males deal with a mental
1
illness?
out of
That's
5
what we
human
need.
beings.
So it's encompassing
Male
male
and
and
female.
females.
Well,
really?
yeah.
but it
So
but
back
it
to my
manifests difference
question.
in male.
How many are sitting here?
6.
No, there's
But
5
close
of
to
us.
The Holy
There
Spirit.
it
He's,
is.
he's counting the Holy
And
Spirit.
if
That's
anybody
right.
knows more than us, call it 303-477-5600 and tell us about these crazy acts that have been happening across America. Like, okay, guys, what about school shootings? It's on an all-time high. Like, what's going on
but
here?
I think SSRIs. I think let's just no judgment. Like I said, I'm an independent, but I'll tell you what. At this point, I would never vote for a Democrat. Never, because of all the things they're saying, all the rhetoric
Right.
they're spewing. They're creating an enemy. They're implementing a form of socialism, just like Adolf Hitler did. They're creating. All you have to do is create an enemy. And what do? They're always creating an enemy. And there's some good Democrats. I'm talking about the new social leaning Democrats out there. The old
I'm gonna-
Democrats aren't the same.
Areno, and then you.
So, you say Democrats? I don't identify as Democrat, Republican, or anything.
Yeah, I'm independent.
And I have to say, it's more the media.
Yeah.
There's an agenda,
That's
Yeah.
deep.
and there's the
Okay.
media. What they
And the
put out,
politicians, like,
what they put out is what you see.
Oh,
It's not like the politicians control what's on the TV. There's a media.
Yeah.
There's a completely separate agenda.
Wow.
Sometimes it might look Democratic, sometimes it might look Republican,
I
but
agree.
there's a whole separate agenda.
Oh, I agree.
that the
There's-
media pushes.
Yeah, let me.
Well,
Let,
I agree.
I,
What were you gonna
and,
say?
and I agree with Areno 100%. I just saw something that was pointing to that very thing, which is it's the algorithm, which is like reticular activation in the sense that whatever I watch, it's going to send me more of that information or
Right.
that same thing. So if I saw a story about 2 people got into a fight, well, it's gonna pitch it to me one way. It's the same story.
right,
There's this side, that side, and the truth.
correct.
And so we're being manipulated by media in a lot of these things.
so
And
then
honestly,
the-
I don't think that stuff should be shown like immediately to everybody. Like you should have to search for seeing somebody get shot in the neck, somebody get stabbed in the subway.
So then it brings up the next point that I was reading about. Do video games and music cause this kind of stuff to happen?
I think it's programming. I think
Yes.
that's a.
Desensitizing.
I don't
So-
think video games cause it.
No, well,
I would
Why is
disagree
there-
with you. There is
why is
psychological
there a
studies
different
that
TikTok
does.
in other countries?
Sorry, what was
What-
that, Rena?
Why is there a different TikTok in other countries?
One to build them up, right? One a TikTok that like
Right.
builds them up. It's for good
So
edification and
there's only
strengthening
certain
math.
videos available
Yes.
Can
to
I
other
ask?
countries, but in America,
Can I ask you something? Going to the TikTok thing. It's fascinating. Do you think it's quite possible we have another set of countries that are manipulating our media to create a
Wow.
collapse within our country, so that way there's a social divide, and then quite possibly a civil war?
That's a deep question,
that's
dude.
that's an interesting
That
viewpoint.
is.
I was,
That's good.
Who
That was-
own-
that was my
who owns
next question.
TikTok?
Who-
Does China own
who's
TikTok?
the owner and creator of TikTok?
That's deep. Wow.
Who's the owner and creator?
China.
Right.
But is it China?
But
Do
it's
we know
all-
that
it is
for a
China.
fact?
Tell-
though?
tell-
I think
And
this
if
is going
anybody
over-
knows more, knows call it 303-477-5600.
I think this is going over all your heads right here.
What do you-
Okay.
What in the world?
Because I
What do
mean,
you
this
think
is,
by
I
that?
mean,
Justify that.
we're coming against an enemy who's attacking. The devil's attacking people. I mean,
Okay.
regardless of political, regardless of video
Platform.
games. I mean, We're against we're wrestling against, you know, not flesh and blood, against principalities, powers, and high places.
That's what I
true.
asked. So is all
True.
this stuff happening? Is it demonic, or is it just they have a mental lapse? Because I can break down part of the brain that when somebody commits a murder, their frontal lobes,
Yeah.
their
Just-
lateral prefrontal cortex, their
Usually there's damage
insulin.
or trauma.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into the brain that when it falls apart, I don't necessarily
But-
know if that's always demonic or if it's just people are going crazy.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think right now, where one thing is for certain is we're at, for the first time, our SSRIs, you know, they're basically manipulating the brain chemistry of a lot of children. In the past, there was a lot of empirical study to make sure that, you know, we would utilize this for the most severe cases of depression or whatever. A lot of these SSRIs are being introduced to people that want to do, you know, that feel like they're depressed immediately, and then
What's
they're
the
claiming they want
SSRI?
a serotonin. I can't remember
Regulatory-
reuptake inhibitor. Serotonin. I'll get back to you on that one. But I got the three of those right.
You got the analogy of it,
Yeah.
right? Arena.
So there's the Evergreen High School shooter, 16 years old.
Hmm.
There's the Charlie Kirk shooter,
Mhm.
early 20s, I think. I'm not positive. There was the guy on the subway. I mean,
Mhm.
the list goes on. The cop that shot the guy in Aurora, which was unarmed. What,
Hmm.
what is it about each individual?
Mm.
Like in one case, it could be.
Are you talking about
So-
race wise, maybe, or
No. I'm talking about there could be something mental going on in one
Sure.
instance, and with the police officer, my opinion is he had lack of training.
you know,
If he had the proper training, he would have taken him down.
we can say that, but at the end of the day, I mean,
Well, there
a
was no
police.
weapon.
a what-
There's nothing else to say
I think
when there's not a weapon.
I think law enforcement officers have a form of PTSD because on a daily basis they don't trust anybody. Whether you're pulling over somebody just for a minor traffic infraction, and we got you might be confronted with someone that's just insane and is going to kill that police officer. So, I mean, it's hard to
Without a
define.
weapon.
I have
Well,
I
how
have
do
some
they know?
stats real
It's-
quick. In 2024, a violent crime occurred on average every 25.9 seconds. That means a murder occurred every 31.1 minutes. Oh, how's it going, David?
You're on there, David.
How's it going, David? You're on the air. Okay.
Nope, sounds like you're
Yeah,
good.
we can hear you.
Sure.
Right.
Well, let me ask you this, David. Do you think everybody should have some kind of like offensive training, like Krav Maga, kickboxing, or carry a gun, a weapon of you know?
Defense.
Mm.
That's not a bad
wow,
idea.
That isn't a bad idea. Yeah, always be
Situational
ready.
awareness.
Always
So
be ready.
another thing, David, do you think that gentleman on the light rail, do you think he should get the death penalty? Should there be some kind of like public ramification for what he's done?
Or is this a mental thing?
Wow.
even Charlie Kirk's assassin. Mhm.
Wow.
I-
Wow.
David, can I add? Yeah, can I ask you something real quick? Not to this is just personal. Cherry Creek School District or DPS or I mean, I'm curious about your daughter. Oh wow, okay, Adams County maybe. Oh,
Gotcha.
oh, okay. I'm telling you what.
One thing. Oh, you go ahead, David.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Do you think it's the trans, or do you think there's someone else that's involved in that? You know, like more of a. Yeah.
In
Yeah.
my
Right.
Here's another question. Another question, David, is the trans link for any of these mass shootings or murders that have been committed by trans. Is it often and always male or male to female trans? It's not female to male. Point I'm trying to make is that what is evident in all of these mass murders, mass shootings, and everything is men. Men.
Not necessarily.
David,
Not
thank
Well, you
necessarily.
name a woman. You
David,
name a woman who's
David,
mass
thank you
murdered.
for calling and
David,
call back next week, man. We love hearing from you. That's each Saturday you've given us good advice, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate
You name a.
you.
Thank you, David.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
regardless of what you
I might have a
guys,
problem here with
wanna
my
say,
guy over here.
I want to say one thing for sure. If David calls back next
Yeah.
week, do we got a gift card we can give him?
Sure,
we
absolutely.
because we still have a gift card. We have 2 gift cards.
Yeah,
We need to make sure we.
Yeah, and if you know, we had a few callers, you know, a few shows back where we had a caller that, you know, we did not get your information.
Yeah, so make
we
sure we
promise
get
you
your
it's
information.
not going to be a steak dinner at Columbine Steakhouse. We're just joking. I like it personally, but
Yeah.
call back.
Hey,
You know,
one
that's-
thing
we told you
David
previously.
said about, you know, we should all get trained. Dude, there's a fight or flight response. So you could have all the training in the world that you
Oh, it works,
you
buddy.
need, but no, it doesn't.
Oh,
Because
it
you always
does.
have a fight or flight response. You
That-
don't know
that is
what you're
true.
gonna do
Let
when
me
that
ask you
situation
something.
occurs. What about the cop who had training?
Oh, this is
What about
good.
the cop that
You
had
got
training?
you got
that
the
did-
truth
whoa, whoa,
fired
whoa, whoa.
up, bro.
What about? Hold on, man.
right.
What about the cop that had training that refused to go into building to go rescue those people
That's
that lost
'cause-
his
that's-
job? No, he had training. He had training.
You got
he
the
had a
truth
gun.
fired up.
He didn't go in there to defend anybody.
You're right, and you know what? That was a cop that probably has not had had that type of thing. You know, I don't think he's trained. It's like some of the military. You know, some people are chefs, but they never pick up a rifle after the fact. And, you know, after zero. You know, like the Marines. You
But
know,
they
if you're
should be
a
good with a
Marine,
knife.
So what do you
Should be
guys
good
call
with
a
a knife.
coward? So is that
I'm not
cop a
saying-
coward? What
Of
do you guys
course.
consider as a coward? Is he a coward, or the people that didn't help that lady
Okay.
are they cowards?
I'll give you that, Brian. But at the end of the day,
Oh, you tell me the truth?
No.
No, just a little bit. We're both right on, both aspects. But still, you could bring up any situation.
but what type of cops are they sending? That cop that was over
He could have been
there,
a rent-a-cop.
Was-
Yeah, he could have been.
was he near
some security
retirement?
guard with a gun.
I'm not. You know what? I hate to say it, but maybe there should be an age limit, and there definitely needs to be a time. A physical fitness and an aptitude on them. If you're not going to be able to handle any type of these situations to defend and protect,
Ongoing.
then you probably should not be a police officer, and you
Ongoing
need to
physical.
retire. Yes, ongoing.
So,
I've
hold
seen a
on,
lot of
guys.
fat
On the
cops.
other side, guys, this is really good. 303-477-5600. On the other side, the first question we're going to ask everybody is, what makes a person a coward?
Jeez.
Man,
That was you guys.
What makes a
that was
person a
your
coward?
handling business.
That's a good point that you
You
brought
Bring a
up.
good point.
You did
Actually,
bring up a
Yeah.
very good
Because
point.
that's happened before. You can have all the training,
Yeah.
and unless you're real time.
no, I had a
And
better.
that's-
I had.
no, that's what-
after he
that's
started
what I was
talking, I had a
saying.
better response for Andre
That's what I
too.
was saying.
Yeah.
I'm,
I had a
I'm
better
trained-
response for
I
you.
would-
dude, I'm
would
pretty.
never-
Let's get back
No,
on
no,
it.
yeah, let's go.
Let's
Guys,
go.
we're going to start out with what's a coward, bro, and go
No,
back
listen,
with you
No, no,
guys.
no. We'll
Listen,
get back to
I
it.
would-
Cal.
I would
Yeah,
definitely
yeah, for
respond.
sure.
Yeah.
How would I respond?
Okay. Well.
Flight or flight? Fight or flight?
You just never
Yeah,
know.
dude, that's
bro.
a good. You guys
No,
brought up a good point,
You
dude.
never know, bro.
All right. I'll have
Bro.
a good response for you. Based on what response, based on
I can-
You got this
Right.
dude fired up, bro. You hit him with that. You got him fired up.
It was good stuff, actually.
Oh, this was a good
Yeah,
talking,
that was
bro.
good.
This was. I like it when we
Yeah.
all disagree and we go back
You
and
like
forth,
that?
dude.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah,
the best
it's
stuff,
legit.
arguing.
Dude,
I don't want to be a
it's
monolith.
legit, dude. I love
Yeah.
it when we go back and forth and argue.
I
like
love
this, dude.
arguing.
Yeah. If you
Dude,
think
you know
I
how
should've
many
been a
listeners?
lawyer.
You know how many listeners must have been listening? Like, keep this radio station on, bro. Dude, that was legit. Oh my god, that was you dudes were going at it. All you guys, dude. I was like, man, take the floor. I'm loving this. That was good stuff, dude.
it was like you said, Heath, the circle jerk.
Yeah,
No one
where
wants
everybody's
that.
just
Yeah.
helping one another, talking,
Yeah.
agreeing with
no,
one
no,
another.
but what's
You're right,
crazy?
Brian.
No. When
Yeah,
we
you know.
disagree, I
Dude.
think it opens up
I think so.
to
That's
more people.
well, that was our expectation. Remember?
For sure, when we
when we
started
talked about
this.
this,
Yeah,
yeah,
dude,
we
what you
wanted
guys were doing
everybody
right
to-
here, you four
Even
was
what you
good
were
stuff,
saying
dude.
earlier before this
That
even
was good,
started,
bro.
like the reparations.
That
Dude,
was
that's like
authentic, dude. That
I
wasn't
was
scripted.
opening
That was
let you
all
open that up.
authentic.
Well,
dude.
That's why I kind of hit like, what about
Yeah.
reparations? And
But
I was
I
like,
think I even hit the thing.
I want to hear it.
Yeah, dude, you guys were getting
Yeah,
with it.
we
You
can-
two
that's
were
why you
getting
guys
with it, dude. That
perspective.
was
We
all
can get back to
authentic.
that.
Let's do it. Yeah, but
For
well, let's-
sure.
I want to hear.
Yeah, we're gonna
truth
have
here.
Brian finish this, dude, on the other side.
Mm.
That was authentic, guys. What you guys just did. That wasn't scripted. I guarantee everybody listening was like, dude, these dudes are for real. That was good stuff, bro. Y'all gonna make us rich off of this.
We're-
No, we should just go from this to coward. We should do what makes a coward. Just go.
No, go continue what
Straight
you guys
into a coward?
started though, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
I wanna
like,
hear
that
your-
was legit.
Bring up that second point.
Yeah,
you were gonna
for
bring
sure
up. I
that
want
you're
to hear
gonna
it.
bring up.
I guess we're getting close.
You changed our song, so our song is this now.
I like that song.
Well,
Or
well,
for-
no.
for a
We're going to
moment.
go back to our song, but for today,
I
for
like
this
the other one
topic,
better. I
Yeah,
like this song too, but I like
It's
the other one
good.
better.
yeah, our other one's better. But for this topic, I think it fits perfect,
Yeah,
dude.
and- Yeah, I agree with you. It's actually a really good song. It's thought out.
Who
The
sings
storm.
this?
see
What's that?
Who sings this?
this.
Some country or old,
I
like
know,
60s
Clearwater.
or something.
Creed,
don't know who
CCR,
sings this.
Was it Clearwater?
CCR, Clear,
You know who
Creedence
sings this?
Clearwater.
Yeah.
Revival.
Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Clearwater?
Yeah, Clearwater.
Creedence.
Revival.
Oh, if this was the
Clearwater.
Eagles, take it off. I don't want it.
Oh,
If it's the
You
Eagles,
want
I
an
don't
eagle?
hear them, dude.
The Eagles are crazy, man. Isn't
What?
that Hotel California?
What's
Yeah,
wrong with the
that was the
Eagles?
Eagles.
yeah.
I'm
What's
out.
wrong
What?
with the Eagles?
What's wrong with the Eagles?
Hotel
Oh, I don't listen to
California, I
those,
think, right?
I don't listen to
He's all. The Eagles ain't no Tupac. I know that much.
I hope y'all don't mind me throwing this song in at the
No, I
start.
love this song.
That's
It's
okay.
great.
It's a good
it
song.
Makes sense for today.
How's it going, everybody? This is KLZ 560 AM. Give us a call at 303-477-5600. We're talking about the murder that happened in Charlottesville, North Carolina, on the light rail, and we're just basically talking about how some people were cowards. Those people on the light rail were the cowards. And continue what you were saying, Truth.
Yeah, I mean, I had a friend that, he thought he had an intruder into his house, right? So he calls the cops. The cops comes out here. The cop looks like he was scared to go in his house.
Okay.
And so my friend,
You know what I got to say to that, Brian?
but still, my friend, he's like, hey, dude, he had to talk this cop in. Just give me your gun. If you're not gonna go in, I'll go in. Just give me your gun, and I'll go take care
Okay,
of
you
it.
know what I got to say with that is they're not putting it into practice. They learn something at their academy, but they don't continue to practice it. That's why all of a sudden we're getting these overweight cops. We're getting these people that, it was a one and done scenario. I made it into the police force or whatever the case may be. But you know what? With sparring, with continual training, when you're doing hand-on-hand combat with other people, where you're getting punched and you don't want to get punched because it hurts and it can knock you out, and the concussion hurts and the liver shot hurts. Those are the things that people need, like in Krav Maga, for instance.
That's a good point, actually. There are a lot of cops that are overweight.
So, my opinion is, if you train someone with a gun, then what are they going to use in those situations when things get heated?
Gun.
Okay.
If they train in Krav Maga, which is disarm and disable, disarm, arrest procedures, all that stuff, if they train in that more than they train with the gun or just as much,
Right.
what do you think they're going to lean on?
Do you think if that
The
girl
non-lethal
would,
force.
do you think if
Right.
that girl would have had training, the outcome would have
No,
been different?
no. This is called situational awareness, and that poor girl. And this might be a lesson for all of us. When we're always on our phone, when we're
Like
always
David
wearing an
said.
AirPod, situational awareness. When I go sit down at a restaurant, I do have my back against the
Wow,
wall.
this is
I'm
always-
always looking at the front door. I'm looking at the exit door. I'm looking at people that come in. I'm eating, and and being an electrician, I actually look at this guy too. But that's a different no.
I do
But
the same thing.
yeah. But you always have to know what is going around your surroundings. I'm a DPSer. I went to different public schools. I went to rural public schools. I'll tell you what, man, fight after fight. You'd always hear something and then, instantly. But one thing that changed my whole mindset was going into Muay Thai. It taught me to be able to be disciplined enough to not react just because someone starts punching. You stop what you're doing and you can react because
Bro, I'm a third degree black belt, man.
Yeah.
I've
But
been
do
in.
you spar with that third degree?
I'm a third degree black belt. I've been in several fights in the street and
Okay.
stuff like that.
You
But I
have.
can tell you this, man. I've been almost choked out in a guillotine, almost choked out in a
Yes.
headlock because I was attached. It's about mindset.
It is.
It's about mindset. If I was not ready to fight somebody, but I was just toying with them,
Yeah.
then I was in a bad position, and it ended up where I almost got choked out. A friend would pull them off of me, and then I'd kick them in the head.
Okay.
So
You're right.
So yeah, man. Like
Absolutely.
a couple times, I had to sucker some people when I came to because I was woozy.
So let me ask you this: if you got to turn around, if somebody's coming at you with a weapon, you got to straight kick that dude between the legs and drop them. Is that all fair, loving game? If they got a weapon on you?
Absolutely.
Hey, Mikey, how's it going? Sorry, Mickey. Talk to us. How's it going?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, no, I didn't.
Right.
I noticed that he didn't have a weapon when he was shot. I noticed his fists were up when he got shot. I noticed he stopped before the cop continued to shoot. That's what I noticed. I noticed he was unarmed.
That's true. That's a true.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
believe that.
Yeah.
I do believe that.
Yeah.
Tell us.
You
what
think
you
all
got?
these criminals out here are like John Wick?
No,
They got
no,
like
no, no,
seven
no, no,
knives
no.
on them?
They may not. But he's making a good point.
No.
He's making a good point. I guarantee they got more than one. You're making a good point, man. Elaborate on that. What makes you think that they got more than one weapon? Because I believe the same.
backup.
Wow.
Backup plan.
And let's just be real. That hand-to-hand combat day is over. But
Well-
you should know if you can, disarm
So-
someone.
He was a drunk driver.
So tell us. So you said you were.
What? I don't know of his gang involvement or anything like that. He was a drunk driver, or whatever the case may be. He didn't pull a second weapon.
How old was his?
I don't know how old his son was.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
And you
I
can
don't
see
know.
and you
Obviously
can see
not,
all
right?
and you can see all that on the video, right?
So, Mickey, if you were in that situation, being the law enforcement officer, how would you react? Do you think? Okay, and I agree with you. Absolutely.
Well, there's a lot of ways you could stop the threat
Yeah, that's good.
to an unarmed individual. You could tase him.
Well, you don't know that
He'd grab
person's
his belly
mindset.
button.
You don't know that person's
If
mindset,
he had the
guys.
proper training,
I
he
guess
wouldn't
it
have
comes
to
back to
use-
training, right?
he wouldn't have had to use it.
Well, see, everybody says that. Proper training, but it goes back to what truth says. So that's where I kind of agree with you. Maybe
Mickey,
there's a fight or
thank you for calling in. You made an interesting point, man. And we're all going to
Have to
examine
watch
that
that
video
video.
Yeah.
a little bit more and give us a call next Saturday for our show and give us your perspective. Thank you.
Thank you, Mickey.
Well,
Dude,
it's
he
not-
made a good point, dude. He made a really good point.
Yep.
Was he telling his son to go get that weapon?
And
That's
if I heard that as a police officer,
for sure.
I'll tell you what. Then that means that
You have him in sight.
But he has the
Did
men's
you get
rank.
the weapon?
He has the. It doesn't matter. He has that criminal mindset. That
Did he
men's
get the
rank.
weapon?
He made another good point. How many criminals only carry one weapon? That's what really we need to know.
So what type of criminal is he?
Doesn't matter.
What if a cop calls for backup?
example-
That's more firepower.
Yes.
Clarify that.
So
statement.
he was calling his son for backup. It's more firepower.
Yes, that's what I think too. If you're calling
That's
for
what I
backup,
think.
then-
But I don't know.
Well,
We don't know. We don't
Speculation.
know.
Speculation.
I 100% disagree.
okay.
Oh yeah,
He
100%.
had no weapons in his hand.
But I didn't see the video, so
I
He
need
had
to
his
see the
fists
video
up.
too.
I've seen the video several times. He had
Yeah,
his
several
fists up.
times.
And if
But according to Mickey,
was this
there's more to it as well.
was,
I mean,
guys, was this because I don't know anything about it? Was this a white cop and a black person?
yeah,
it
Yeah.
was.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we've all seen this scenario over. and
Okay, so
Over and
let's
over
bring
and
up to
over.
George Floyd. Let's bring up the George Floyd situation.
Yeah.
Was George Floyd a criminal? And should
Yes,
those
he
cops
was.
have went down? Hold on, they've been taught how to take men and women down.
George Floyd was
Who
a criminal.
killed George Floyd?
He
Was it the cop or was it the
COVID.
drug?
COVID.
No.
he was
You
a-
know what I'm saying, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Let's
don't.
ask Carino. Brother, you're from Chicago. Tell us what you think about that.
Shut down.
what does that have to do with anything?
No. Chicago has one of the highest
crazy,
crime
bro.
rates. Chicago has one of the highest crime rates
It does.
in America,
South
guys.
side.
Currently-
South side.
Let's be serious about
Currently,
that.
I'm in Denver, Colorado.
Well, we know that, but what do you think about George Floyd? What do you think about that?
I have a whole different opinion on George Floyd and the whole situation, the Black Lives Matter,
BLM.
and the LGBTQ, which is the only one that benefited from the money collected from Black Lives Matter.
Wow, and this is coming from a brother from Chicago
I
saying this.
have a whole different opinion on that.
But I think this
Right.
extends from Rodney King. I mean, this can go back to Rodney King.
Before.
Yeah,
You know, he wasn't
Completely
killed.
different.
Those were
Why?
corrupt
Same
cops.
cop?
Those were corrupt cops.
Oh,
Yeah,
those
I
are
watched
completely
that
different.
thing. I watched that thing, and I was just like, "My God, these people are going to
But-
kill this man." I mean, those cops were just going, just crazy on that dude. That was uncalled for. That was brutality.
But that's the
to
first
extreme.
instance of a cop.
No, it's not the first instance.
Well,
it was the first recorded.
that's the
in-
first-
Instance
yeah.
for Coca-Cola.
So which do you think was worse, the Rodney King or George Floyd overall?
Rodney King was worse.
Okay,
George Floyd was
okay.
a criminal, but Rodney King, he was a drunk driver, right? I think he was inebriated.
Okay, fine. What about
But the way
Martin
they
Luther
handled it-
King? What about
Hey,
Martin
here's-
Luther
okay,
King? If
here's
we're
the
gonna
point.
go all the way back
So
to
now
all
you're
that.
bringing in race is what you're doing, bro.
No.
Because
I'm not bringing in race. I'm bringing in
Absolutely.
the simple fact that a criminal, like the gentleman said, probably has more than one weapon. If they don't take
So-
out Martin Luther King, somebody
No,
else
but
would
race
have.
is the biggest.
So
This is
Martin
the.
Luther King was a criminal?
Yeah, that's
No.
what I'm trying- that's what I'm
Martin
saying.
Luther King wasn't a criminal, but the people that shot him were.
Wait.
Okay.
But
Well,
race
the
is.
person-
You know what I'm
wait,
saying?
whoa,
Well,
whoa.
the person that was accused of shooting him, did they really shoot him?
Right.
Or were they just
Well, then now you're bringing in JFK conspiracy right there.
JFK was shot from multiple angles.
No, indeed not. He was
Oh,
not.
he
No,
was.
no.
So the-
JFK
so the
was
bullet-
shot from one particular person, dude.
Hey, but
I will
racism
never
is
believe
that-
there was multiple.
The
Racism is the biggest reason this is going on, bro. What are you guys?
So
talking
is
about?
Charlie?
division?
Let's go to Charlie Kirk now. I mean, what happened with Charlie Kirk? Everybody wants,
Well-
or not everybody, but the people that are celebrating his death, which
Is
you're
wrong.
disgusting people. Honestly, there's no humanity in that. I don't care if you've been, if you're a Democrat, Republican. Look, I can disagree with you, Brian, and I do quite often, in fact. But I don't want you to be. I don't want you to die, buddy.
No, yeah, for sure.
I mean, I would never call for your assassination. This is insane. What happened?
Arena.
So let me say this. I don't know a whole lot about Charlie Kirk. I don't. Some of the things that I've seen, I don't agree with. A lot of the things he says, I do agree with. But I don't believe that anyone's opinion should cause their death.
Absolutely
Okay, so
not.
that brings up
no,
that
that's
quick.
quotable.
Let-
That's
let-
quotable. Areno. Nobody's opinion should cause their death.
True that. And then let's go to Donald Trump. They tried taking Donald Trump out for what he was saying, exactly like Charlie Clerk was saying.
But now
Wasn't he?
let's do this. Was it what he said, or is it what the opposing party said? Because you have the opposing party that's always demonizing, calling him Hitler, little fascist. That guy had
A lot of that is media.
exactly.
Reno's fired up today.
A lot of that isn't even the political party. A lot of
Oh,
that is what
you're
is put
kidding
in
me.
front of you.
How
No,
many
no,
times did
no,
Joe
no,
Biden
no,
just
no.
put
I
in front
think
of you
that's
by
what
the
people.
media?
Oh no, I
How
think
many-
that's what people are saying and putting it out
How
there.
many times has Joe
Well, who
Biden?
controls the media?
It's time to put Trump
Politics.
in a bullseye.
Politics.
Joe Biden, 5
Politics,
days
politics
before-
are
Hold on.
controlling media.
I've got a direct quote from Joe Biden. It's time to put Trump in a bullseye. Joe Biden, 5 days prior to the assassination attempt of President Trump.
Wow.
And
You have
that's
to
and you got
excuse
that on
him.
the Onion.
Donald
He's
Trump,
mentally
MAGA
impaired.
Republicans are a threat into the very soul of this country. Here's another quote from him. Donald Trump is the greatest threat to our democracy. Donald Trump, here's another quote. Donald Trump is a genuine threat to the nation. Here's another quote. Here's a threat to our freedom. This is just Joe Biden. He is a threat to our democracy. He's literally a threat to
But
every American, but every American stands for. I have more quotes to that.
But
Bob.
isn't that freedom of speech?
It is. No, well, now what's it doing?
That,
But yet,
that's
these
is
are
it-
the same
is
people,
the
But you
freedom
have
of
to draw
speech.
the line when it's
Hate
threatened.
speech.
Okay.
When it's
Donald
hate
Call
Trump
us
is
at
a threat to our
303-477-5600.
democracy. We cannot let him win. And
Hey, I
I'm
got
in
a quick
Madison,
question.
Wisconsin.
I got a
What?
quick question. Do you think Kirk was assassinated for political beliefs or religious beliefs?
Political.
Why not?
Political.
Why kill a guy that was speaking religion more than political?
He was all political. He may have
He
a
was
religious
his
background, but I
conferences
think it
were
was
more
political.
biblical. What are you guys talking about? If you listen to any of his conferences, they were more biblical than political.
His stuff was straight inflammatory.
And people call
He
us
was-
at 303-477.
Okay,
He was inflammatory.
Okay, according to the Bible, according to what
Who is
Jesus.
inflammatory?
Charlie
For-
Kirk was
Why?
inflammatory.
Okay,
Explain
give an
that. What do you
example.
mean?
There are people who are argumentative. They all come from New York. No, there are people who just like automatically are argumentative. Like they want to choose the other
Like me.
side. They go to places that they want to incite.
Yes.
Or in
Agitators. Well, are they
Agitate,
even
yes.
paid though? I mean, let's be real. Are they
Right.
paid agitators?
No, the audience and
Yeah.
no. He's going into the snake's den or he's going into the lion's den or
But there's a
whatever to do
lot.
so.
There's a lot of the crowd that actually
Right.
supports him when you look at a lot of videos. And I did listen to Charlie Kirk. My heart, honestly, I felt like I lost a family member when he was assassinated, and to watch that blood spew out of his neck. Oh my God, that was just.
So along the lines of what you're saying, Heath, I did watch some of the videos and what he speaks about on reparations.
Hmm.
I 100% disagree with him because he was saying that you have to make better choices. Well, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, there was a lot of in the black community that made better choices. They built up the Black Wall Street, and a certain community came in and tore it down and killed people. That's not the only time it's happened. That's the most public.
Mm.
It's happened in other places where the same scenario where a community was built up. It was a black community,
Huh.
and they came in and destroyed the community, killed people, and tore it down.
Andre.
Okay.
Multiple.
So is it quite possible the better choices he's making is like in the instance of Rodney King? they destroyed their own community. The black community destroyed its own community. How many liquor stores
We're
are
not-
in the black community destroying
We're not-
the black community or
That
the
wasn't
Latino
the-
community? Or
That wasn't the subject.
oh, okay.
The subject was the community that was built up,
was destroyed by racists.
was destroyed by racists. The
Sure.
Black Wall Street was destroyed by racists.
Yes.
They
Why
came
is
in,
it-
they tore everything down.
So-
why is there
Just
such a
remember,
why is there such a close
it was
tie between nationalists, racists? You know what I mean?
Because
all
it
right.
causes division.
No, because
Well,
because
yes and no.
because of
There's a
people who
different
believe
view.
that it belongs to them.
Well, Hitler was a nationalist, but I'm going to tell you what. You're going to call me a nationalist because I'm pro-USA. I will defend this country, buddy. If you come in here and invade, guess what? You don't need the military. I'll make sure I'm part of that
But,
military.
but here's
hold
the
on.
problem. Here's the problem. If you
No,
are
he's
fired
making
up,
a good
if you-
point.
hey, wait. If you are
Give me
fired
a
up about
gun.
it, then isn't there some work to be done, Superman? Go do it.
I didn't hear you. I was.
Is it-
You got
hey,
him fired up.
I didn't
Hey.
hear. What?
No, isn't there work to be done, Superman? If you're
You
gonna do
got him
that, then
fired
you go
up.
and get them. How
Go
many
get him. But you know what? Guess
people are
what?
constantly a threat to you? Then,
Okay, then let me
if
ask
you
you
want to
this.
walk in that light, you're constantly going to be threatened.
That's a good.
But,
that's-
no, no, he does not have a good point. If hold on, if you're
Okay,
gonna
does
walk
not.
in, if you're gonna walk in that light and tell me I can't feel the way that I want to feel and be who I want to be,
Right.
then what gives you the right to turn around when I say something to blow my head off?
That's the
Exactly.
problem with society today. They're telling Kirk that he can't be what he wants to be.
All he
This
was
is the
doing-
very situation he's bringing
Okay,
up.
okay,
That's
so
the problem with society.
so freedom of speech is not free then, basically is what we're saying.
It came with a cost.
It came with a cost.
For everybody.
For everyone, yeah. But when you
Uh,
go to if you watch most of the events on the Charlie Kirk campuses, etc., he invited people that didn't agree with him. Just like a guy's perspective. Look, I don't agree with
Right.
what you had to say. You didn't agree with what I had to say.
Right.
It doesn't
And
mean
you
I'm
didn't
gonna
agree
kill
with
you
me.
for it.
Right.
Or will I?
Yeah, and I shouldn't expect a shot.
I don't
Yeah.
agree.
Okay, so let me ask you guys this: should there be more stringent gun laws at this point in
No.
America?
Are you kidding me?
You said no. What do you say, Reno?
no. I just think there should be
more mental health.
more training.
Heath, what do you say?
I don't even care about guns, man.
Okay, Brian, what do you say?
Was there gun laws when Billy the Kid was roaming?
Law of the
Come
land.
on, man.
I agree
And
with
you?
Reno. I think there should be a test that people take for their cognitive,
So-
mindset, their mental mindset.
Not only mental, but
There is a red
I think
flag law, right?
there should be.
Oh, is there?
There's
There
some-
should be tactical training
Like,
What
what,
if-
do you mean?
Yes.
What if
where you should know how to use it. Where, and it goes back to saying that just because you know how to use it doesn't mean that you're not going to panic and shoot up a crowd of innocent people trying to defend.
That's good, Heath.
why do I have to insure my vehicle, but not a gun?
Wow.
That's good.
Wow,
That's
that
good.
is really good.
Okay, so I'm going to bring up this point: is the old farmers and stuff like that, days of old. You didn't have this much gun violence, and you're talking about people that literally could have a 12 gauge sitting in the back of their truck. No one would go in and break in. It's not the problem with the gun; it's the problem with what is being spewed out there. Reno, I'm in agreement with you. We are in a place where we're being hoodwinked so bad. We're being gaslighted
Yeah.
so bad through
Divided.
Yes,
Everybody.
divided.
On all points. Male, female, black, white.
So can I ask
Gender.
a question? When you look at the Wild West
Oh,
days
you
and
said
they just went outside with their 6-shooters and handled each other for stealing someone's horse, how did we ever get away from that kind of martial law? And you know what I'm saying?
Well, it wasn't martial
No,
law.
right.
It was, yeah. You do have to have some law, but
But
Yeah, it was-
no,
I
you
mean,
have
the
to have some
12
kind of
no.
law. But seriously, if everybody carried a gun, wouldn't it stop people from
Lis-
shooting and stabbing
listen
people?
to this first political law that was produced, which is "Thou shalt not kill." Obviously, God had laws. Laws were laid in there to make sure that we were governed. But the problem is, there's too many people coming out there governing to a point where, if, like I used to joke, if you fart, it could be against the law depending on what state you live in. I mean, this is ridiculous, and that's what leads to lawlessness. Because now I'm breaking the law for just saying something. Like if I disagree with you, in the UK, they're starting to crack down where they're shutting your mouth down, your voice down. Okay, you broke the law. Well, why? Because I don't agree with your comment about transgender, They're literally arresting people for that.
But that's a good
not
point
good
that you're
law.
talking about that, because in North Korea, they're killing people. They're
For speaking
killing their
against
own
government.
kind. No, they're killing their own kind for watching foreign films.
Is that true
If you-
though?
yes.
Is that true?
Yes, if the rate's going even higher. But in North Korea, if you watch foreign films, if you watch an American film in North Korea, they will kill you.
Okay, but hold on. But in North Korea, are schools getting shot up?
Because they don't have guns. They've been taken away.
There you
Now,
go.
but now,
There you
go.
no. But let's do something. It's amazing how we can put all this money into all these different ideologies, so-called, but we can't even put security guards and armed people at our schools. How is that we don't even
That's
protect our
true.
schools when we're protecting federal buildings with way more security? How is it that we can afford to pay?
They can't afford
federal.
it.
Yeah,
They could afford it.
We could.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
could.
Arena, then Brian.
If you're referencing Evergreen High School, the officer there was an officer that was on light duty, so they had to share it. They didn't have enough resource officers.
Yeah.
But they did have systems in place and processes which locked them down and kept a lot of people from getting killed.
Hey, I have a quick
Right.
question. Do you think if they actually put security guards in the school, that the perpetrator will actually have a change of mind going in?
I
Oh,
do.
wait, maybe
Most
maybe
definitely.
I shouldn't go
Especially
in.
if teachers
Wait,
had
there's a cop.
guns.
If you go to Israel, they're armed. Their teachers are armed, and guess what? You don't have these people coming in. Israel is a very heavily armed country, and they don't have these people. The unfortunate thing is other countries are trying to destroy them.
Call us at 303-477-5600. This is really good. So, should teachers carry guns though?
Oh my goodness, I don't know about the new teachers, man, because there's teachers celebrating cardiac stuff.
There are.
Yes, there are, and they're being fired for it. They're throwing it on
What
TikTok
in
and
the
all these other
world?
things.
I disagree with that completely, right? When not with
afraid
you,
to have
not
a
with
teacher.
you. No, I don't disagree with you. I'm saying,
Mhm.
I totally agree with what you're saying, but I totally disagree in the fact that, the left. You're saying the lefties are the worst people, right? But
I'm
the
not saying they're the worst.
Well, they could be saying the same thing about you, though.
They are.
See the divide in that.
Yes.
So when a Democrat is telling the Republicans how bad they are, the Republicans are telling the Democrats how bad they are. So there's no
Just
win in
break
that
down-
whole situation because both sides of
Okay,
the party
give us one.
disagree.
Because
Give
there's
us one
breakdown
example of what
education.
the Republicans say that you disagree with.
Like, okay, so a Republican, because I'm not either or, right? I'm not Democrat. I stay far away from politics.
Okay.
I despise politics, right? I mean, look at.
I just-
Fine, then let me ask you, what
Look at
about
Abraham
abortion?
Lincoln?
Hold on,
Abraham Lincoln was one of the best presidents in U.S. history. Assassinated
by-
when he brought
See, but
up Thanksgiving to the Lord, bro.
He was
Like-
assassinated by a Democrat. Now, I'm just trying to say that there is one party that, for whatever the reason is, I think once you take God out of the country, once you take, these principles that are founded, that made America, let's just be real, we were founded as a Christian country. Barack Obama said we were not. That's a lie. Everybody knows we were. Once you take that out, you're taking the value of life. Because what does the Bible teach the value of life? Thou shalt not kill. Thou
No,
shalt
no,
not
no, no,
steal.
no, no. I call
Thou
bogus.
shalt-
I call bogus, and here's why, man. Because
Tell us.
because on one side, on the right side, you want to go around and be Captain America again, and start
This
wars.
is
You
kinda fired
warmonger.
up.
You want to start wars as a warmonger, going around being the big
This is
bad
good.
bully of the world.
Yeah.
Come on,
Not
you
me.
can't say, let's say, little babies from being murdered by women.
Okay.
And then say, okay, well, yeah, let's go over there and kill these people in this
Wow,
country.
this is
Come
good.
on, man.
This is
Come
good.
on.
I'm not a warmonger, but I'll tell you what. That's why I am an independent, because you know what? The W. Bush thing, I totally think when we invaded Iraq, that was just retribution for his dad. You know?
Hold on. Can
That's
I ask a
bull crap.
question?
No. I got one more
Okay.
thing to say.
I didn't
to
like George
agree
W.
with you,
Bush.
Andre, from the Democrat to the Republican.
Yeah.
I do not believe if Kirk was a Republican or Democrat, whatever what is he?
He
was a
Republican.
What is a
Republican.
lefty?
He was a
What is a
Republican.
lefty?
No, he's a
You're
right-
leaning to the
right
left.
leaning.
You're a Democrat. You're a
so-called
Democrat.
right
So
leaning.
what's Donald Trump?
A Republican.
Okay, so I will agree with this. If you are a Republican, right, and Charlie was a Democrat and he was killed, I do not believe you'll get the same response from Republicans as
I
you
agree.
did from the Democrats, and how bad it was.
I want to say
I
this.
agree.
I will
so
give
do
you
you
that.
guys think? Do you guys think everything changed the second that lady took prayer out of school? Didn't she die or something like that? The lady who
Oh, she was killed
took
horribly.
prayer out of school.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
killed by a
Like, that's
business.
probably why all the school shootings are happening. Guys, let me read this real quick. For some reason, it came to my mind. Jeremiah 29:11. Normally, I don't read a Bible scripture. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. So
That's what we
I think
like.
sometimes I don't know, personally, sometimes I think when they took prayer out of schools, didn't you try to jack with people's futures and
Yes.
and
I
their
think they're
mindsets?
damaged.
I do too.
I
It
think
damaged
that's
generations. And you know what's funny is if you go to prison, you're incarcerated. Guess what?
Get a Bible.
You get a Bible. Yeah.
So what was the lady's
Really?
name? What was the lady's name that took prayer out of school? Guys, do you
who you're
guys know
talking
her?
about, but I
Madeline Murray O'Hare.
Because you
Thank
said
you,
she
Charlie.
got
Thank
killed. How,
Yeah,
what
from a
happened?
business partner. She hired somebody. They became into business, and then he, I think, kidnapped her, killed her in the mountains. I don't believe they ever found her remains.
Wow.
It was it was bad, bro.
And so, God, I wish we had more time, people. It was an excellent show. Next week, give us a call at 303-477-5600.
Thanks for this.
Yeah, it was an excellent show. Y'all have a good afternoon.
That's some hard topic,
That
boy.
was a good
That
topic.
was good.
That was good.
Dude, that was
I love that, bro.
Those are
Bro,
lovely
I'm
Dude, when he
sure-
told you about being Superman,